Hey y'all, Texas Beekeeper here. I'm really excited to share this with y'all. This is a solar wax melter that I think is going to be a really good design and really cheap or easy to build. Cheap being the part that you may have some parts already laying around, like medium high bodies, possibly either wood or some thin plywood. But overall, super easy to build, and that's where I'm so excited about this. Plus, I think it's a really good design. I in no way came up with all of this on my own. I've watched a lot of people's other videos, excuse me, that share how they built solar wax melters, and I kind of picked and grabbed what I liked and addressed some problems that I thought I saw to make what I think is going to be a really good solar wax melter, really easy to make and relatively inexpensive. So here's where the design comes in, okay? A lot of people used either homemade boxes or hive bodies, okay? This is nothing new. I kind of stole this idea. However, I'm using 2 medium hive bodies. Why 2? Why would I use 2? Can't I just use a deep, or can't I just build a deeper box? You could. But what I like about this is I'm also using some thin plywood. This is a little under a 1/4 inch. I think it's like 0.2, 0.197, something like that. But this one goes on the bottom. You don't even have to use that probably. I just think it would keep some critters out. You know, stuff like little ants or something. There's not much you can do to keep those out. So they're gonna get there. So far we've got a medium box sitting on top of a thin piece of plywood. Now you can attach this to your box. Then your box is modified, right? Here's a good idea though. If you attach this to your box, you now have a bottom on a medium super, right? This is perfect if you don't do any other modifications to like attach these 2 together. This box right here, all it needs is a lid. Could be another sheet of the plywood, could be a regular hive body lid, and now you've got a box that you can go collect honey from your bee yard when you're going to harvest, and you don't have like a whole super to pull off. You're just 2, 3, 4 frames. This is perfect because it's sealed on the bottom. You put your frames in, put your lid on, and now you're ready to take this to the next hive and piece some more frames together to put them to fill your box. So this is an alternative use for this, but let's get back to talking about the solar wax melter. So this is where your tray is going to be, and I don't have a tray out here, but let's just use our imagination, and let's say this is a metal tray that we're going to strain our wax into. So that tray just goes down right here. On top of that is another sheet of that same plywood. These are both cut 16 1/4 by 19 7/8 to fit right on top of a hive body, a regular Langstroth hive. Okay, so there's that. Our tray for the wax collection is right underneath there. Then what's going to go on top of that, now this one's going to be stacked right here. You're going to drill some holes in your paint tray. I didn't even talk about this, a ready-made tray. It's a paint tray from the hardware store. Fits right into your box. This is the one that's like, I think it was 11 inches wide by, what am I doing? About 11.5 by about 16.5, 16 1/4, 16 3/8 paint tray. You're going to drill some holes down in here. Some people cut it, which you could do. I'm going to do the holes because I want it to be more filtering than not, even though I'm going to put a filter over it. I'm either going to use like an oil filter, you know, a cloth oil filter for draining like fry grease, or I'm going to use a thick shop paper towels, which I've seen a lot of people use. I think Bruce is the one most recently that I saw he had used those paper towels. I believe Jerome Bee Farm used it. But this is going to drain your wax. Now, to seal that off so no wax can get underneath it, potentially dirty wax that's unfiltered, I'm going to use this foil tape for like AC ducts and so forth. And I'm going to attach the filter with this tape, hopefully preventing anything from going underneath. So the only way out is through that filter. And this was like $5 for 10 yards. So 30 foot, you're looking at cents probably for each application. You know, maybe a quarter, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now this already has a slight slope to it because of the feet. But what I'm going to do is put a 2x4. Just has to be long enough to fit under those feet, right? And that's going to give it more of a slope so the wax drains into your area where the holes in the filter are. So that's going to go just right here. All right. So now you can kind of see what's going on. There's the drain hole for the holes in your tray to drain down into your collection basket. Now, another thing I like about this design is this bottom part is almost completely shaded by the top, okay? So your sun's gonna be blazing up here, hot, heat rises. I'm not saying it's gonna be cold down here, but it's gonna be a lot cooler than it is up here. The sun's not penetrating through that, so hopefully your wax is gonna drip through, it's gonna cool. This is all just ideas, so we'll find out how it works. But that's one of the things that I liked about this 2-box idea, is everything's shaded, your wax is down below, it's gonna cool. Another thing, let me show real quick. Imagine this is our wax tray, but it's flat, you know, like a cornbread pan. You can put that whole tray down below. This is a big collection tray, right? So you can keep feeding that thing wax. You've got this whole tray you could fill. And, you know, as long as it's not too cool down here to where it cools before it can flow, that could be where, you know, the test is going to be required. But as long as it's not too cool and the wax stays liquid, it's going to level out. That wax is going to level out and fill that whole tray. So that's another thing I like. You've got a lot of area here for storage of a wax tray. You can use a small one. Nothing said you have to use a big one, but you can use a big one. That's another thing I like. So putting our wax tray back in, putting our middle cover back in, putting our wax tray on top, and our 2x4 on, and then on comes the top. Just another hive body, right? So far I've made nothing but cut these pieces to size and cut a hole in this one. Pretty easy, right? A jigsaw will take care of that, no problem. And a table saw for the other one. So now we got the most expensive part you may not have. This was $5, $4.98 I think. Here's a sheet of, it's almost a 1/4 inch, 0.22 I believe. See, 18 by I think 24. Yeah, 18 by 24. This was $31.96, so $32. It's thick, which is what I like. I mean, it's not a flimsy little piece that's gonna flop around and hopefully not warp. This one is UV, I don't remember what word they used on the website, not treated, but UV something, where basically what it means is this is supposed to withstand UV light and not yellow for like 10 years guaranteed, they say. So it should hold up to the hot Texas sun, hopefully. That's my thought. Now we basically got a solar wax melter. I still need to drill some holes in here. I still need to put my filter material on. That's not going to take long. And we've already got a solar wax melter. So that's why I'm excited about this. It's very easy, very simple. And I think the design is going to be very effective. I think it's going to be a nice design. All of your sun comes blazing down here. All of your wax is shaded. That's what I like. Now I may not cut this, and only for the reason that I'm going to tell y'all that this tray's a little small. Not bad, but it could be bigger. And there was one at the hardware store that was quite a bit bigger. I think it was almost 20 inches long. So another 4 inches. And I think it was like 13 inches wide. So another couple inches wide. And it was pretty deep. So it won't fit in this hive body because of the length. It would with the width. But because of that, it's got me thinking, do I want to, while I'm already invested $32, do I want to just build a couple of bigger boxes and make a slightly larger solar wax melter? So that's a thought I have. But for tonight, for today, for tomorrow, this is how I'm going to use it. So, you know, imagine that it's cut down to size. If this is where you want to stop, then you'll cut this down to size on your table saw and you're ready to go. Now, a couple of other ideas that I had. So you could always frame this. I was thinking I might build a frame around it and slide the glass in just to give it something, you know, a little bit bigger of a surface, you know, to where it's not just a piece of glass, plexiglass, a little wooden frame, probably 1.5 inches wide. That's a thought. And then with that frame, I could hinge it to where you can open it and close it. And then same for these boxes. I might put some latches on the side to where you can latch the two together, pick them up as one, or pick them up as one, right? And then even hinge the one side, so you'd unlatch it on this side and then hinge it on this side, and it would just come up like that, right? So you can get down in there, grab your wax tray, head on inside, and be done. So you don't, like I said, you don't have to attach any of this stuff together. You could be done just like this. I do think I'm going to attach this bottom to here, so I don't have to mess around with it sliding around. I can just pick it up, move it out of the way. You know, for now, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go easy by attaching this, and then I'm probably going to attach that bottom on that we talked about, and then throw my piece of plexiglass on the top and be done. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and drill these holes, and I'll try to come back and shoot another short video showing the holes that I drilled and then showing me apply the filter over it and tape it down, and just kind of give an idea of how I did that. Hang in, because right after this, hopefully, is the video showing that. Thank you. All right, folks, that didn't take long, did it? It really didn't. Even though y'all weren't here to see me drill them. Here's the holes I drilled. And be sure to drill from the inside. That way it's smooth, so it doesn't catch on your filter or your towel. Because on the outside, this is rough, like a cheese grater almost. So, which is fine on that side, but for here, drill on the inside. I just did like 3 rows of holes, made them a little bit inside my area here so that it hopefully will just drip through. That's it. And then I've got, this is my filter material. So this is 10-inch non-woven filter cones. It's just a cone, which I'll cut, you know, pieces out of here to tape down, so I can probably get 3 or 4 per side, so 6 to 8 maybe, somewhere in that neighborhood. We'll see how this works. I can always try the thick shop towels, but I already had this, so that's the way I'm going to go with that. So yeah, if you don't have this, That's something you don't have to buy. You can use paper towels, but that's where we're at. Just an idea, might work better. We'll see. So I'm gonna move the camera around so you can see me taping this down a little better. All right, y'all. So here we go. And I don't have my scissors. 1 second. All right, y'all. So don't tell my wife, but I've got her scissors from inside. So we're gonna use these, but I'll promise to put them back. Just don't tell her I got them. All right. So now we're gonna cut the filter, and we're looking at, I'm probably gonna go about 7 inches. That'll pass it about 1 inch each way. 7 inches by, let's go maybe 2.5 inches. So I'm gonna come down here and cut at 2.5. Go just a hair over if we can. Okay, and then 7 is almost the whole width, so we're just gonna go all the way. And if you remember making snowflakes as a kid, it duplicates, so we got 2. Just need to cut it in half. Not winning any prizes for neatness here, am I? All right, so there's 2 filters. I've still got enough to do. We could probably do 1 there. We could probably do 2 more if it doesn't need to be. Oh yeah, we got 7. So we'll get at least 3 per side. And there's probably other ways to do it too. But so that's just gonna go right there. Okay. And I can even come and clean this up a little bit just to make it a little easier. And see, it's not snagging on the holes that I drilled, so that's what we want. So I'm gonna just put that like that. Get my foil tape here. See how I can do this without making too big of a mess. All right. We'll go about yay long. Hopefully this stuff peels off okay. That's one area where I could be biting myself, but we'll see. We will see. It's all trial and error, right? Maybe it's a bad idea. I don't know. I tend to think a razor blade probably get it up. Who else hates peeling stickers off? Y'all do your honey labels, right? And sometimes those things are just impossible to get off. Here we go. Finally got it on the other end. Oh, that's messy. Oh, no, no. Oh, no, no. Come on. All right. So that's going to have to work. I'll put that, yeah, let's just put it on here. It's probably be easier. All right. So we got one side of it ready to go. Y'all don't laugh now. Okay. All right. So that's probably too long. I way over measured that. But now I'm gonna put a couple on the sides. Probably don't have to do the top, so we're going to skip that for tonight, just to save on tape. This one was a little bit easier. All right. My thought is that this will seal off, so nothing's going to get by that. It's all going to drain over the tape, hopefully, is what I'm thinking. Didn't they used to make this stuff where it didn't have the stickiness on it? You just peeled it off the other piece of tape? I don't know, I could be wrong. Oh, we got it, we got it, we got it. Okay. All right. Oops. So there we have it. Our filter's in place. So folks, we're ready. You know, aside from the bells and whistles like I was talking about, this is ready to collect wax. So what I'm gonna do, I do still need to run inside and get a pan. But other than that, it's ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is go set it up. I'll let y'all watch me set it up and just see how easy it is. Hopefully y'all can see this. This is all the wax that we tried to do inside the house. And it's just, it didn't separate. I put a lot of water in and it just stayed clumped together. So I'm gonna throw this in there. We'll try this tonight. All right, there we go, guys. That wasn't too bad. Honestly, it really didn't take that long. We've got it set up, ready to go. I'll report back and show my findings in a future video. Let y'all see how it did. But please, if you found this at all useful, please subscribe, like, hit that bell, and leave a comment down in the comments section. Let me know what you think. If you've got some other ideas, let us know. We'd like to hear it. Thank y'all for watching.